Hello and welcome to the rather grim and pragmatic surroundings that are the House Kundarak for this, the level 11 episode of the Battles of Brother Purple. One of the things I forgot to mention in last episode's wall of text was my lamenting the passing of our Quicksilver cassock and the awesome colour scheme it had, not only for purple, but it just looked the business, didn't it? The sort of purple and gold thing. This, by comparison, this Ravenloft attire is pretty bland at best, and with the shoes, he looks like some kind of a break dancer or something, doesn't he? Or a parkour expert. So not very happy with that. I think, as I explained in a previous episode, I did try to cosmetic it, and I succeeded in that, but I wasn't able to put the armor thing on like we. Oops! No! Wrong key. I wasn't able to put the alchemical armor thing. Yeah, I know it's only one AC, but I got a bit of a bee in my bonnet over that and ended up just throwing the cosmetic thing away. But I did like that. I think what I should have done would have been to keep it and accept the armor class thing. You can't put bonuses onto the cosmetic armors apparently. I don't know how that's different from this anniversary armor, but it apparently it is. I'm not having us going around in a suit of plate mail on a monk life, so we're not using that. Hopefully the level 15 Shan clothing, which I do have, hopefully that will be nicer, because we seem to be going backwards here at the moment. Very little extra waffle to add. It all came gurgling out in the last episode. We've been doing the Kundarak ones. I was really pleased we managed to come through the Slave Lords, so we've got another challenge lined up here, the Jungle of Khyber. Now, as I mentioned already, we have no defense aside from just having Death Ward to start with against the Beholders, because I have nothing that I can use scroll-wise to mitigate a level drain. Our UMD is too low to even be able to try to cast a restore. I'm pretty sure at 20. So we're just gonna have to hope. My I mean, we could try and attack from distance with the key bolt, but that's never going to do enough damage to really hurt them. I thought maybe we could lead with the blind from the falconer attack, and then possibly, I don't know if this, I mean, a knockdown against the beholder, I would guess that wouldn't have any effect at all, but we can try. It does say the target is slowed whether or not they make the save. Now these saves are going up a little bit, I think, with our level. Is it? Yes, it's kept to do with character level, isn't it? And no, I still haven't tried to find anything with an assassinate bonus. Would dearly like to have that, just to push us into the 40s, make that a bit more effective. I'll write that down again. I'll investigate it after this recording. If there is an item or maybe something that can be crafted, I'm going to investigate it and maybe add it in for us. We do have one or two slots that aren't doing too much at the moment, so there is space for something like that, or if I can find it on an augment, I don't know. It was pointed out to me yesterday by someone who waffles on every bit as much as me, mentioning no names, that I could and should have taken the Keep on the Borderlands shuriken, and then I would have had a bog standard shuriken to use with ethereal for Reapers if needed from level 2. So thanks for that. Sorry for the oversight. I suppose it did make for some interesting questing trying to find the shuriken, didn't it? Another thing to mention, I think I mentioned in a past episode that the shuriken had mopped up a Reaper nicely. Well, that's certainly not going to be the case now. Going into the level 9 quests, the Reapers are souped up and they are a frightening proposition now. They take some serious beating down. So although we are decent, with packs of modest opponents, one big opponent, that's trouble time. So especially the Plague, I'm going to be worried about that. And I think the only real defence we have against it is to blind them with the Falconer thing to make them less likely to hit us or to attack us in the first place while we try and get rid of them. Big things coming at 12. We've got the swap around of the enhancements. It's going to be a complete swap around as well. I'm going to miss quite a lot of the things in falconry, although we are going to build it back up. I've been experimenting with these two here. The coordinated strike, I'm pretty sure we could live without, but I'll put it in anyway. It's another cleave, although on a long cooldown. It does come with a blind, so that's not terrible, but the really nice one as far as I can see is this exposed weakness. Attacks from the hunting bird reduce the target's fort by 50%. Now you'll recall we had all kinds of trouble with skeletons, which have max fort, I think, in the Slave Lords quest that we did. Also, getting to the end of the Haywire's Foundry, which we've just done, there's those golems, aren't there, including a boss golem. Now as soon as I hit them with the bird, it was very noticeable. Suddenly we were chunking big damages from them, having removed that 50 fortification. So either I got really lucky and it was a coincidence, or that did something pretty nice for us. So I think that's got some mileage going forward. So yes, we're going to be in here from 12, aren't we? We're going to be having the incinerating wave, which, me liking my caster things as I do, I think we're going to get some mileage out of that. One of you mentioned we still need the fire crit chance for that, don't we, to help that along. We do have on our gear at the moment the force crit. And positive spell power and crit would still be a nice to have, although I don't see the gear changing too much between now and 15, sadly. And then we've got to change this, haven't we, for the dark attack and heal that's coming there with it. So that's going to be a feat, another feat swap. I can't remember the last time I did so many feat swaps so early into a life. I guess I'd call it the learning curve. Speaking of gear, added maybe one of the most important items of our leveling process, the DR15 boots. Now one of you mentioned that this also helped with like spies in the house. I presumed you meant stepping on the electric floors, but it says all physical damage, so I was always presuming that only worked with like arrows and melee damage from opponents, not sort of incoming magic thing. Or maybe you meant there's a type of physical damage as well in the spies that I've not accounted for. But as far as I'm aware, stuff like that that ticking acid damage, that horrible damage we were taking in the what's it called, the Belly of the Beast quest last life, I don't think this affects that at all, does it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Would be nice if it did. It would be pretty overpowered. It's overpowered anyway as far as I'm concerned, because it's like 50% again better than a stone skin spell as is. You don't have to recast, it's always on. It's insanely good to my mind. And that concludes the waffle. Can I get an award for the shortest waffle before an episode? I think it's because this one's coming hot on the heels of the last one. So we've got the pre-quest to do, haven't we? With all the trolls, which I hope should go okay. It's the beholders I'm really worried about. Yeah, no way to restore ability damage or negative levels. So I can see us getting whittled down and killed that way. Resting at a shrine would be the only way to stop that. It's a short quest, so let's make full use of all the boosts we have. Troll Hunter. I think we've still got the double strike boost running, so let's go for it, people. That's the blinding attack going in there with the bird. Did you see the bird animation? The bird sort of swept around in a circle there. Yeah, pretty good. Bird's nobbled one of them. That one's been blind. That's the only problem with blind. He's gone wandering off now, hasn't he? Okay. We've got a nice array of attacks. I guess this sweeping bird attack will be replaced by the iron fist that Mike mentioned in the Henshin tree, to some extent at least, one hopes, when we respec at 12. I think we're seeing that between the crowd control and the AoE damage we can do, we're in a decent place against groups, aren't we? And against trolls especially, our fire imbue is very tasty. And this is where the challenge is going to come. If we can handle the beholders, I'm not too worried about traps or anything else in here, but those beholders, especially the boss one at the end, yeah. I think he's vulnerable to crowd control effects, so if we can get him blinded, we might have some joy there. But other than that, if he starts throwing in the negative levels, we're going to have a really bad time of it, unfortunately.
A majestic being of metal and magic glares at you from the cavern ahead. This inevitable is a Marut, one whose sole purpose is to destroy those who cheat death.
A little cloak for Brian there. The blind did work there, I noticed.
A group of drow ambushers in the next room howls a battle cry. Those stars must have come to fight you and the inevitable at once.
Nice job. I must keep throwing the deadly instinct in and the bird attacks to keep that up. That's one of the nice things about evasion. You're not too bothered about trap chests and what have you. Oh, say that, we must have rolled a 1. And then my special attack thing didn't work for some reason for the key heal. Okay.
As the gate grinds open, the drow scorpions scream to command. Answering call
Got the owl working overtime because we were taking some hammer. We still are taking some hammer from some casters up there, I think.
the inevitable stealth step across a stone bridge ahead. Several drow flee ahead of it in terror.
Well, I was hoping we'd be classes out of combat there. Are there some things coming? I don't think there are. I think we mopped up everything that would have followed us.
Coldly at you, perhaps calculating the
No, still maybe these things on the floor are classed as active opponents. Oh, we haven't got the key now to do. Oh, that's a bad misplay. This is where this big trap is, isn't it? Where people would always put their sacrificial hireling in. We're going for it. Yes. They took some beating, didn't they? We've got some scorpions coming here, haven't we? So I think we've seen enough to see from the normal stuff. We're in a damn good place, aren't we? We're not gonna, unless from like a boss caster or something crazy, we're not gonna just keel over and die. It's the beholders that's the problem, and I wish I would remember to keep triggering the deadly instinct. Paralyzing is still working very nicely. I was hoping to blind the red one and didn't do it. Oh. Maybe I did, because he looked like he was shooting a bit all over the place, didn't he?
You stand amidst a scene of terrible slaughter. The inevitable has already passed.
That was nice.
You see signs of ancient
Went for the big one with the... Yes, that's a nice use of the hunting bird there. Let's get those casters deaded. Oops, wrong key. Oh, is it because I moved? We didn't get the heal? certainly doing alright in the AoE stakes. Yeah, look, the bird attack blinded both of those. The sweeping bird attack. You can open an armor museum, Brian. Let's see if we can get it right this time. So not move. I'm sure you can do it when moving. So it wasn't that. Maybe I pressed attack by accident or something. And broke the... I know if you do anything else, any other action, you break the chain for that thing. That was a nice one. I should have done it sooner. I sent the bird to blind that guy, and as soon as that was done, he was totally ineffective. In fact, against any single target like these, I should always be leading with the bird. Boost. Let's go. Let's get stuck into this caster at the back. Casters, plural. Blind the buggers. Nice. Can we just wait a second? Nice, okay. One of the very few quests where you'll see me breaking any boxes, unless there are other people with me to benefit from it, because they all happen to be more or less in the same place in this quest, so why not? Saved. Not that time though. Yeah, they're saving regularly, aren't they, against it? So I really could do with some sort of assassinate thing. I promise I'll go and look after this one, see what we can do. They're saving too often, aren't they? It's a reflex save, isn't it? I wouldn't imagine a beholder's reflex save would be too great, so maybe we might get some joy there. I guess we're about to find out. It doesn't change at all in Reaper mode, does it? So the tactic DC, when I had it, I don't have it anymore in the Reaper tree, didn't help, and nor does this boost from Deadly Instinct, which is also tactics related, isn't it? And now I guess we go to meet our maker. I think it's a bit of a slippery slope, isn't it? Once they get a couple of negative levels or ability damage, we're going to find ourselves going downhill quite quickly.
Down the hall to your right, relentlessly focused on its target.
I'll lead with the blind attack and just hope for the best.
Gate ahead marks the outer boundaries of the
We can do that from quite some range. It just means my own melee attack obviously doesn't hit, but I'm not bothered about that. Is he blinded? I don't think he is he? Oh, he can paralyze them though. There's a one up at the top there. They've already taken my buffs off. looks like melee hitting them is the best chance, and getting the freezing ice or the paralyzing to trigger, which is going to leave us wide open to their level drain type effects. On a boss, why not? Why not a boss? This could be... Oh yes, yes, come on, everything in. I was just about to say this could be where our story ends if we can get lucky and keep that going. I wonder if they are more susceptible. I wonder if they have crappy saves in general, and so they're losing to the ice thing on more than just a one. Let's try a different tactic here, I think, with this one. We're going to try and swoop down on it from above. Got him. Okay. There's no point rebuffing because they'll take it straight off, won't they? Now there's only maybe one or two more left, and we can see one up there. Is the one down at the bottom as well? This one could be a bit of a pain. Nice job. Now that could even be the last one. I think it might be in this area, so let's find these things and get out of here. If you didn't know, searching around for these runes or any kind of interactable, backspace will, or I think that's the default key, will highlight the interactables, so you can just have a hunt round and see if we can. There you go, look, rune down there. Remember to put the feather fall on, because this next bit is a little bit tricky.
The clusters of giant mushrooms grow more sparse as you emerge from the beholder's domain.
It's an optional, but it's a bit fiddly to get to. Basically, we're going to step to the end of this big rock, and we're wanting to go. Can you see this series of slabs around the side? Wanting to take those into that cave area there, but you see the overhanging rock here. If we jump up, we'll hit that and fall down, so we're not going to jump. We're just going to have feather fall on and just slide out and to the left onto this first one. At least that's the idea, and now we should be alright. It's only an optional, so don't worry if you don't make it. Our candle thing's actually healing that golem, but I'm not going to bother to switch it off. Blinded the caster far too late. Oh! Assassinate 5, and is that fire crit as well? I think we want that, don't we, people? I think we do. Wow, happy days. Just in time. Thank you, game. Let's now, what are we taking away so we can fit that? I think we've got resistance somewhere else, haven't we? Sheltering, do we have that anywhere else? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, we definitely need... I can't take away that one. So it's a choice between these two. Now that's just there for constitution. We could slot a con diamond, couldn't we? So I guess, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll make a note. I've got to find a con diamond for remnants or whatever, and get that slotted in. My god, fancy something dropping with the exact two things that we are going to need at the level that we're at. Well, of course it's going to be at the level we're at. We're running that level now, aren't we? Wow, I'm chuffed to bits with that. Random loot for the win. Let's just test the little thing. So we were on 37. Can I hear 42? Beautiful. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Yes. Our prayers answered. Maybe that was the only way we were going to get it to work, because me and my organisation, I bet you I wouldn't have got on and looked for it. But it does tell us you need a separate thing for assassinate. Does it tell us what that covers? I'm guessing it's like a roguey type thing, and for this falconer build as well, it's not something I've come across before. That, apart from maybe vaguely in the, does the Shadow Dancer tree have some reference to that too? I'm not familiar at all with the rogue class, so I don't really know about that side of things. But I'm delighted we found that. Dancing in circles about a little random loot. So we'll feather fall again here, I think. Oh, let's put the buffs back on as well, eh? We've got the shield, death ward. So on the good side, there is only one beholder now left. On the bad side, he's mean as hell, isn't he? Let's go for some boost here. Get that caster if we can. Yes, nice. Now, as soon as you dispose of one pack, the next lot come through the gate. So this is a real... You've got to be quick. Tried with the bird there. Yes, success. Blinded. Oh, no, 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 sir. Well, that was a bit of a waste of the special bird attack. Nice job. Froze the one that was going to cause us problems. The AoE caster attacks are very unlikely to even hurt us. Yeah. Can we just get a top up, please? Nice job. So the only thing we're missing there, now we've found that random loot, is the... maybe I should have said it before I opened that chest and we could have got one. The positive power and crit we don't have. But the way we're going at the moment, we seem to be just fine topping up after the business with the healing key. And we have plenty of key with which to do that, so I don't see that as being too much of an issue at the moment. So this is it. Now we do have this shrine to fall back on if we run into trouble or if we need to jib us up. I'm going to try and... what am I going to try and do? Maybe tempt one of them to come. The old key bolt there. You see, that was almost completely ineffectual. If we could just... oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, this is going to be terrible. I was going to say if we could just get rid of the boss beholder before all the other stuff descended on us. And we can't, can we? And now we're in big trouble. Can we get rid of you? I think there's some lag which isn't helping. Come on, don't level drain us again. Come on, we've got to outlast the bugger. Somehow. Yes! Yes! Okay, shrining. 4 neg levels. Well, it wasn't as bad as I'd worried, but yeah, we could easily have bought it there, couldn't we? I don't. Maybe moving forward a little bit, we could. I could swap in this persuasion +3 on charisma skills, which includes UMD, and maybe just about be able to do a restore scroll. I don't see us at all in this life being able to use the greater rest, so I don't think what that's around 40 UMD for no fail, isn't it? And probably more than the 20 we have for even having a chance at it. Actually, I don't know why I'm bothering too much with the buffs, because I think the end boss as well strips them off, doesn't he? I guess we'll find out. I'm pretty sure he does with his melee attack, and this is another situation where I am going the wrong way. Another situation where the melee has it much tougher, because you have to go in melee range, and so you have to be subject to that nasty blow he has. Now I must remember to use the Deadly Instinct and the Hood of Unrest for the more dodge bonus. And of course our souped up Reaper's Strike. And wish us luck. Bird Strike for -54. And I think straight away we could see some crits going in there. Yep. So in the end, not as bad as was feared. Maybe because of the bird. Nice job. I don't think you get a chest at the end of this, do you? No. If you do, I don't know where it is, and I've just committed a cardinal sin. It feels a bit strange not to get oh, we did get a chest just before the end, didn't we? I bet that's why. Right, well I think we were lucky there, weren't we? Lucky twice, because we dropped a super nice little random loot ring there that we can definitely use going forward. So very happy for that. What was I going to do? I'm going to... Yes, I'm going to go and I'm going to take this one off, because that's just on for the Constitution. I'm going to slot a con augment in somewhere, and then we get this, we switch that one up to there and get this one in on the ring slot with the Assassinate. Maybe I will delay it slightly. I'm going to hold on to it definitely. I might delay because at 12 we're going to respec anyway, and the chances are I am going to lose the majority of this, including the 2 bird attacks, while we invest everything in here. I think that's quite likely. But it would be nice to build back up at least for the wisdom to hit and damage in there, if we can. I'm not sure we'll be able to, but we'll have to try. I saw in Callie's build post in the DDO forum that he had both of these. I don't know if it's been corrected that you don't get the wisdom to hit anymore if you take the hit and damage, but I'm just erring on the side of caution with that and leaving the to hit on as well, because it might have been my imagination, but when I just had that, I seem to be noticing quite a lot of misses. Might have just been that I didn't have an accuracy item either, or something like that. Anyway, I think we did pretty well to come through that, so more than happy with that. We'll keep trying to push the boundaries, see where we can get to. We're not far off level 12 now, so I'll do the what will I do? I know all of you apart from me would have a go at the Von 5 and 6 now, wouldn't you? I'm ashamed to say I've never ever done it in all the time I've been on the game, because you need well a reasonable sized group, I think, don't you, to get through there. So that's something I've missed out on. I'm not even fussed for the XP because there's plenty of other good things to run for XP. Just the experience and having been through it and seen it. I know there's a big puzzle in the middle of it because I've seen it on somebody's video, but that's about the sum of my knowledge. So instead of that, we'll go and run Shadow Crypt. We'll do the what's the level 9 in the Gatekeepers? The White Plume Mountain, which I like a lot. And if we're feeling like it, we could also do the Red Fens chain, which I know not too many do, but for some reason I tend to go through there and do it anyway. We'll see. Okay, that about wraps it up for this one. Thank you very much as always for looking, and I will speak to you in the next one. Take care.